It's summertime, so we are here to grill Katharine Andrews of HTA Consulting, Healing Through Awareness. Hi, Katharine.
Hello. How are you?
Doing great. And you?
Very well, thank you.
Great, great. Well, to get started, I know how I explain to people what you do. I just say magic, but I think we're here today to have you explain what you do. Take it away.
Well, as an intuitive reader, energy worker, it is a type of work that happens beyond the physical more often than not. It's my reading skill comes from almost a spiritual background, although not a religiously based background. But the essence of what I do comes from a knowingness and a sensitivity to how other people are feeling, reacting to things in their world. I don't know if that helps define what you're looking for.
Sounds great. I know you have a Herkin Big tool belt and you offer all kinds of services, private consultations, other training and workshops. For instance, you might do something called clearing energy blockages. Can you give us an idea about what the heck that is and how you do that? It's not the magic 8-ball, right? It's a lot more involved than that.
If it was a magic 8-ball, I would pass those out by the dozens. But no, energy blockages in people, I think the easiest way to explain that is people know pretty much these days about Reiki or acupuncture, and those are modalities that go in and move blocked energy portals. I don't do either of those, but what I do is very similar to going in on an energy level and seeing where the blockage is, what it's causing. Sometimes it can lend itself to becoming physical. So you feel it in the physical body. And generally that's when people will notice that something's amiss. And that can come from traumas, it can come from stress, it can come from, family doings. Strong emotions will bring on energy blockages, and it can come in the form of lethargy or anxiousness or anger. You'll find that when it goes physical, you'll literally have aches and pains. So if you have a blockage, say in your shoulder, it will feel like your shoulder is sore, and that can be moved energetically.
Wow, great. I know one of the other things you do is, well, you speak to the animals. Maybe you can tell us how you can help folks with their pets. For instance, dogs, cats, horses, newborn chupacabras, the usual.
Bigfoot.
Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. Well, my ability to tap into what animals are feeling and thinking gives me the ability to speak for them. So if someone contacts me because they don't understand what say their dog is doing or why they are not feeling well and they just seem off, I can go in and speak with the animal on an energy level, intuitively, and have a conversation. A lot of horses actually have, and dogs for that matter, have a lot to say. Cats are a different matter. They have a lot to say, but they don't like to say it. They're kind of like, oh, fine, whatever. But all animals have the ability to communicate with you. And if you are open to it, then you can hear what it is that they need.
Great. I think that can help a lot of us.
I do quite a bit of work with animals that are coming to the end of their time on the planet. And that is a very important time for both the person and the animal. So being able to intuit what is happening and communicate to the human what their animal needs has just been quite a big help for people. It's calming, it's comforting to know that they are helping their animal as best as possible.
Thank you for that service. I know it's important.
It's very heart-based for most people.
Yeah, a tough time. Other tough times with the COVID outbreak and other current challenges that we're experiencing. Do you find that people are coming to you with their anxieties and uncertainties about all this?
Very much so. The uptick, because a lot of what I can do is over the phone or in this kind of a modality with Zoom or something. I don't have to be up against the person or their animal, but I don't have to be in contact with. What I can do intuitively I have clients that are global, so that takes the stress off of people trying to determine whether they can seek help because of all the restrictions. I have seen a large uptick in the anxiety. The unknown is very fearful for people. And that anxiety kind of ramps up when you are then closed down in spaces and restricted. So yes, I have seen quite an uptick in that. And working with people with their fears and their anxieties, I have a number of ways that I can offer help that brings a calming, grounding, kind of a centering. It just kind of resets how they go about their daily life.
Can you describe what a client might expect to experience in a session with you?
Well, that is dependent on, are you speaking of, say, a new client, somebody that has not ever experienced energy work, or somebody returning?
Probably a new client, thanks.
Okay. Well, most importantly, I find when somebody has chosen to contact me, they're kind of at their end of their rope. So they don't know what to expect, but they're open to whatever does come. And one of the first things that happens for them before I even have a phone call or before we're even speaking is that I go in and I work the energy and I set a particular energy for very calm, easy conversation so they can speak to what it is that they need to get to. And I move some of that anxiety out of the way. So the first thing that they will feel is very settled and very grounded and very calm. That's the first and foremost.
I know you do workshops. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you offer?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I offer workshops of small groups of people. I don't like to have too many people in a class. I like to make sure that people get very personalized attention. So, with exceptions, occasionally, I'd like to keep it to 6 to 8 people and no more. But, there are moments where that changes. But I also do workshops where it is individual, when someone wants to take on learning how to do what I do and clearing the things that hold them back. There's a lot of a lot of what is taught in class is how to care for oneself and one's energetic body and space, so you can take care of the things, whether it is an overload of work or family things. You can move and learn how to read or see what's going on with yourself. So those are, those are things that are lifetime tools. It's not something you learn and it goes away. It's quite amazing the amount of information that comes with learning how to care for one's emotional, energetic, the energy that we're stuck with, so to speak, especially in this time frame. These tools will take you from being anxious or not knowing what to do about a situation to having the tools to work the situation. Is that clear? Or?
Yes, I like that it can give us responsibility instead of going into victim mode.
Thank you. That is excellently put, because that's exactly what it does. It puts you in the driver's seat of having the ability to clear an energy and look at it in a way that you can be in neutral and then decide if you even need to do anything about it once you've cleared it from your own space.
Why might people come to you instead of maybe the more traditional allopathic or alternative practitioner?
Well, my thought on that is it is a very personal choice. Everybody has their understandings and thoughts about what those different modalities do for them. If they've come to the end of, so to speak, a rope, and they are not getting any relief in other places, and maybe it is that they don't want to medicate. But what I do does not require anybody to follow a regime of diet or medication or any of those kind of things. They could just experience the clearing. I do a lot of energy clearing from the body to prepare a person for information, because sometimes the information is bigger than they expect it to be. Anxiety gives you a lot of different pictures, the outside look of what anxiety. They might say, well, it's because my husband was doing this or my kids were doing that and we're all trapped together, when in fact maybe the anxiety is a little deeper for them and their fear level around what times we're in and how it's going to look for their family in the future. So picking somebody like myself to work with gives you an option to not have to do or go in a traditional fashion and maybe opt out for anxiety drugs or things of that nature. And we're all trying to be very mindful about how we take care of ourselves. And the uptick in alcohol has been something noticeable to me, because people are trying to relieve some of that anxiety.
Well, as we wind down on today's session, sadly, would you like to get the last word in? Any other information you'd like to tell people?
Well, I think
I'm aware of.
Yeah, and thank you. I appreciate the last word, so to speak. If you are someone that is looking and needing to speak to someone and have found traditional counseling kind of a little dry and not producing, or you just need a compassionate place to feel safe and talk with someone, this would be an alternative for you. This would be something to try out. I do a number of things, and if someone is interested, they can go to my website and check out the modalities I do. There's a couple of things that I have not put on my website that might be helpful, such as Bach flower or flower remedies I do. I also do a AVE, which is an audio visual entrainment. It helps reset the mind without having to work too hard at it, so to speak. I do a couple of modalities that are on the website where you don't even have to talk to me if you just explain what it is that you need, and I can do it in person if you choose. I'm very mindful about the rules and regulations around COVID and being masked up. I'm very mindful about people's space. But if that is worrisome, I can do it remotely. I do phone readings remotely and or on the phone with persons. So those kind of things are something to explore if you don't have another outlet, or you don't really understand. Right now with the needs that are out there, a lot of those of us that do any kind of this kind of work, or counselors in general, everybody is very busy and it's hard to find a place to go. So finding an alternative sometimes is a happy ending to that. But I appreciate the time that you've given me. And if you want to speak to me again, I'm more than willing.
I'd love to. I'd really love to. And we're so excited to hear about your work, Katharine. I know personally it is just amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, thank you. I insist. So anyway, thanks to Katharine Andrews of Healing Through Awareness. This is Jan Smith signing off because, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, or possibly noon, I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you. And we appreciate everyone listening today. Create a great day. We hope to connect with you soon. That's a wrap.